Hey everyone, Beth here from CornerPiece Studio. Happy December 1st. I'm here to work in my junk journal December here. In my journal here. Today's prompt for December 1st is Advent. I'm not going to follow all of these in order, but there are some that I'm going to definitely do on their dates. Like first of all for today, which is Advent, because today is the first day of December. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to watercolor an Advent wreath. I'm going to do an Advent wreath. So I'm going to use some of my opera colors. I'm going to use opera purple and opera pink. Purple for 3 of the Advent candles and pink for the 4th one. And I'm also going to put a little shimmer, one of my Van Gogh shimmer, to it, so it has a little bit of a shimmer. And the brush I'm going to be using is going to be, what is this? This is a number 10. That's a little big. A 10 is a little big. What's this? 8 is too big. You know what? I'm actually going to use the brush that's in my set here. That's what I'm going to do. This brush is in the set. It's probably a 6. And because I don't want it too big, because I want to be able to come in here, and then when I do my greenery, I want to be able to have a fine enough tip on it to do the greenery. Let's see what else I might have here. Oh, you're too thin. This is also going to help with the greenery. I'm going to use a 4 in watercolor brushes. So I hope you're all doing well tonight. Happy December 1st. What my plans are here. Let me pull this up. I have drawn an Advent wreath, and I'm also going to do an Advent calendar here. So we'll see how all that goes. So I'm going to start with the wreath. And I blocked out my page so my colors don't run all over the place. Give me a little bit of a frame. I use washi tape for that. Now let's bring you in a little closer so we can see what's going on. I'm sorry for the shadows, but the light on my ring has decided to stop working. So we'll have to figure this out. So I'm going to bring my colors over here to the left because I'm left-handed. So I'm going to bring my colors here to the left. So well, I hope you're all having a good evening. It's a little chilly here, but that's all right. Winter's coming. It is coming. So what I'm doing is I'm putting some watercolor onto my palette, and then I'm going to add some shimmer to it because I want my candles to sparkle a little bit. Okay, let's clean up the brush. Get a little shimmer in it, and I'll see the shimmer after it's done. I'll be able to see the shimmer. Okay, I'm gonna go in. Let's see. 1. So 3 of the candles, 3 Advent candles are purple, and the 3rd one is pink. So I'm going to do the purple ones first. Then I will dry with my heat gun, and I'll do the pink one too before I dry with the heat gun. And then I will work on the greenery. So I would to see what you're all doing for this prompt. If you're doing this one, I would love to see what you're doing. Seeing other people's ideas, and it are very inspirational. So yeah, I'm starting to get into the holiday spirit here. It's taken a little bit, but I'm getting there. I have a craft show this weekend, and in Marbletown in Stone Ridge, New York. That should be fun. Bringing my journals. I finished 2 more journals tonight. I will do a flip through on them tomorrow for you. So yeah, they're fabric covered journals, and they have a very, very fun centerpiece of okay, I'm going to use opera pink too. They have a very cool centerpiece to them. It's a folder with lots of pockets. So, and a lot of ephemera in it. The third candle, the pink one here, represents the 3rd week of Advent, meaning that you're almost there, you're almost to Christmas. I will be painting the flame on one of the purple candles, because this past Sunday was the first Sunday of Advent. But I am starting this part today. That came out pretty good. I like that. I need to clean off my purple here. I got purple into my shimmer color, and that's not cool. But watercolor is very forgiving. You just wet it a little bit and dab it, and it's pretty good now. Now what I want to do is I want to paint that. See, I'm not painting around this at the moment right now. I need to let that dry, because with watercolor, if you paint near something that's wet, it's just going to bleed all into itself. So what I will do is let that dry for a couple minutes, and then I will add more color to it to deepen it. What I'm thinking of doing is I want to use this gold on my calendar up there. Just do some of that gold as a base on the calendar. So I'm going to put that in here. With a watercolor, what you do is you wet it, you put some on your palette, and then you add water to it to make it go even further. And I wish I had known all this as a kid, but you learn these things as an adult. Am I still in? Yep, I'm in. I just want to add just a little bit of color here. And my background is probably going to be a light blue when I go to do it. But I have to wait till it's dry. And I'll use my heat gun to dry it. This is a little gold, shimmery gold, which is going to be nice. And unfortunately, I'm only going to be the only one to see the shimmer in it. Sorry about that. But so far, whoops, get some of this other stuff out of here. There's where I'm going to use marker felt tip pen, Sharpie marker to draw the calendar, and that's going to be in my Advent calendar. And there's the candles. All right, the candles are ready to have their second coat. It dries, it depends. It's a little warm in here, so it dries pretty quickly. go. There's the purple. Okay. And it will just make it stand out nicely. And I just sketched what I want to do. I know how I want to do my greenery on here. I'm going to use the green watercolor paint, and then once it's dry, I'm going to use my gel pens to go over it to add dimension to the greens. So, to do the ring, there we go. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to do the pink a little bit more. Get just a little more pink on there, just to even out the color, to even out the tone. There we go. There, nice. Okay, I'm going to step away for a moment and use my heat gun here. Sorry, I was a little out of frame. I'm going to use my heat gun, my Recollections heat gun, to dry these so I can get on with the greenery. Let me pause for a minute so the heat gun doesn't make a whole lot of noise on you. I'm back. This is all nice and dry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little more of the gold in the top on the calendar area, just to give it a little more color. Yeah, there we go. Just to give it a little more color. So I'm mixing it in my palette. I love watercolor. But the one thing with watercolor, you've got to be patient, let it dry, and there we go. There we go. That works. I'm going to put my tape down to hold my paper down. Let me put another piece of tape on there. I just use washi tape. Comes off nice and easily. And then you end up with a nice border around it once it comes up. I just want to put the edge down so it doesn't roll anymore on me. I'm using, it's not tearing right. That's all right. I am using, let me show you the cover of this. I like to use this. I use this quite often. Canson watercolor paper, 140-pound GSM. So I like that. It's light. It doesn't have. It has some texture, but not a whole lot. Sometimes you want a lot of texture on your watercolor paper, but for this I didn't want that. I wanted it to look a little more soft and smooth looking. Okay, what I'm going to do is I am going to use this little palette that I put together. I use tube paints. I use a mix of different ones. These are Cotman colors, Winsor Newton colors. They're nice. They're a middle of the road kind of colors. And what I got golden on my green. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use what's called hooker green. That's a nice green to use for trees and greeneries and whatnot. So let me get this wet, and then I will pull it up. There we go. There we go. Getting it wet, pulling it up. And now what I want to do is I'm going to paint some lines. I'm going to try and paint. I'm trying to not water this down too much. There we go. That's darker. some lines this way, because what's going to happen is I'm going to put green branches and stuff coming out from each one. And then eventually, like I said, I will use my gel pens to add more definition to the leaves. Alright, I'm going to step out for a second and use my heat gun to dry this again. Okay, I'm going to switch to a thinner brush. It's a number 4 brush. I'm going to switch to a thinner brush to do the needles and stuff on here. I hope my head doesn't get in the way here. I need to sit down, and I need to sit down so I have a little more. There we go. Just little wispies out, and as it dries and you fill it in, it will there will be, there we go. As it dries, there we go. It's coming pretty good. And once it's done, also I will add some berries, holly berries. Once it dries and you add layers to it, it just fills in real nicely. Here we go. Okay. And how many of you have already gotten your tree and stuff up? We haven't yet. We're going to be going and getting it next weekend. This weekend I've got the craft fair, so we're a little busy, and I hope to have grandson here. So it's going to be a little bit of a busy weekend. Plus it's going to be raining here, and it won't be very nice to go and get a tree because it'll be wet. We like to cut down our own tree. So yeah, it's not going to be too pleasant and too nice. I'm going to add some more branches in through here. Oop, got my hand in my colors. You got to remember to keep your hands up off your work. Just adding some more greenery. Yeah, so we have a local place where we go to cut our tree, and it's really it's cool. It's you cut for $40, and they have some really nice trees. It's a simple little farm around here, really nice. So we'll do that, and yeah, we have my mother-in-law had made a ceramic tree years ago, and we have it here. And we just got new bulbs to put in it. They're really pretty. They're much brighter than they were. So that's pretty good. I'll let that dry for a minute. So there's my greenery, and it's going to start filling in once I can get back to it. So what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to say thank you for being here. Please press my watermark down below so you can like and subscribe and help support my channel and see some more content that's coming out, and see the rest of this when it's done, because this is going to take a little while. I will be back when it's finished, and I will be putting it in my book so you can see the finished piece. So for now, take care. Happy December. Happy creating. If you're working in your junk journal, please share it on my Facebook page. And I will put the link below. And I'll see you over there with this too. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.